boys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. So I think we should talk about DOKKANFEST Kid Goku. We got our second Dokkan Fest from, the OG Dragon Ball Saga. That is what? It's the first 150 episode. I think OG Dragon Ball is 150 episodes. There's those episodes. There's 4 movies too. So this Kid Goku's from the 4th movie, which was kind of made, I don't know, during around the time that Dragon Ball GT was airing and stuff like that, right? But this is our second official Dragon Ball Saga Dokkan Fest. The first one in Kid Goku was one of the most successful Dokkan Fests ever, right? We've talked about it many times, how they tweet out the animations and lots of JP players are in the comments saying this should have been the anniversary, right? And at the time, the 4th anniversary was the best celebration in Dokkan history and the most successful celebration in Dokkan history as well, with the LR Super Saiyan 4s, HL Super Saiyan 4 Goku, and the SCR Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. And I think, honestly, that 4th anniversary is probably the best celebration in Dokkan history until the 6th anniversary, I think, past it. But I think for a good 2 years, that 4th anniversary celebration was the best for a while. If you go back to 2020, the 5th anniversary, in hindsight, is not good. It's just that the anniversary characters were peak, right? Vegito Blue and Gogeta Blue. And then the worldwide download celebration that year was so bad. But again, Super Vegito, carried that celebration, right? It's, guess what? Vegito and Gogeta, they'll always work super well. So we've got this Kid Goku Dokkan Fest. Unfortunately, I kind of took a long way to get to this point, but this Kid Goku's not selling very well in JP. Now, there's a couple of reasons for that for sure. I've pulled up an assortment of info right here. But let's start with this. Oh, actually, we'll pull up this. Okay, so currently, Dokkan is 30th. That is, Android is in front of it. That's so crazy, right? If we take a look at, we can look at, the history, right? So, here's, Metal Cooler and Goku, and, look how long, right? The game is, in the top 10. It wasn't until the 20th, week, 2 weeks, basically, after Metal Cooler and Goku and Vegeta dropped. And then now Kid Goku here he peaked at 13. 13th is the highest Goku peaked. That is very bad. And that is not what me or most people would have anticipated for this Kid Goku getting a banner. I would have thought before this, we now know there's 2 big factors for why this banner, I think, performed so bad. But prior to this banner, I would have said for sure, this is top grossing. And I did. I thought this is an easy top grossing right here. This Kid Goku, right? I was looking at some of the comments by Japanese players when this Goku was announced, and they were very excited. Now, the number one issue here, this definitely is an issue, is the banner is really bad. Now, this is a problem too. If they're going to drop a character like Kid Goku, regardless of how hype you think OG Dragon Ball is or Kid Goku is, I certainly would be more inclined to put him closer to these characters like Videl and Raditz and Ginyu and Pan and stuff like that, right? Not one of these super hype, Super Saiyan type characters that they could send out there. And especially the way Goku is designed, right? Where, his leader skill in particular here is Dragon Ball Saga Youth and Exploding Rage. Goku needs help. So one of the biggest things with Goku needing help here is they only gave him 1 banner unit. Now, it's very uncommon for them to do 2 new banner units along the main Dokkan Fest, right? Ginyu had that this year, and that's it, right? That's very uncommon. But Kid Goku needed it as well, for sure, right? It's dude, you could shave off, Beerus. I really would like to keep Turles on it, because Turles is, the second best unit. Besides these 2, is Turles. Turles is way better than these 4, for sure, right? So, you shave off, Beerus, and then this is, a banner unit like Master Roshi, or a new Kid Bulma, or, Commander Black, or something like that, one of these characters as another banner unit, and, that would have helped this out a lot. Bojack, of course, has fallen off. 7th anniversary power creep took a huge bite out of Bojack and Videl, right? Like it did to many characters. Beerus is just, closing in on damn, Beerus is closing in on 3 years old, right? Like, it's just, he's not recent. Turles is good. And these two are crazy. I think Goku's best TUR. I think Hatch on Android 8 is the best banner unit, right? Like, they're crazy. But it's like, look at it. Look how bad this is. And then we get to Raditz. So the big problem with this banner and how bad it is that they brought back Raditz. And this is why when you release a unit who's super mid on release like this Raditz, look at how, like, Raditz, I did do some secondary digging here. Raditz is the worst selling Dokkan Fest ever at 17th. Kid Goku was able to get up to 13th, right? We'll go over, the other reason I think it's why, like, this banner is sold so bad, besides the banner being bad. But Raditz, the worst banner ever is Raditz's banner, which was 17th in terms of Dokkan Fest. The second worst banner for a Dokkan Fest ever is now a two-way tie. Tech Beerus, the OG Tech Beerus, and then now this Kid Goku are both 13. Raditz was on two of those banners. Like, they made that. No one will ever, again, he's a 1 in a million anomaly. I think Raditz, with how bad he is, they've never released a worse unit than Raditz. But, like, this is just a huge hole in this banner, right? Because this is supposed to be a very enticing unit, right? This should be the return of either a big popular or a very strong character. In Majin Vegeta, with the introduction of LR Vegeta and Trunks, I think is quite good. I think that Majin Vegeta is a very strong, capable option, able to handle himself very well in red zone difficulty type events, right? Majin Vegeta's a great pick for the Cell Max fight. He's got a lot of value. And for whatever reason, they've skipped Majin Vegeta entirely, right? So if we look at the order of release, right? Ginyu released, was it like March 5th? Then Majin Vegeta came out on March 18th, and then Raditz was on April 1st. I think we gotta show that. It is comedy. You can't make that up. Like, this guy released on April 1st. Like, you can't make that up, man. Like, it's just so crazy. But Raditz, right? They skipped Majin Vegeta to put Raditz on here. Now, my theory was that they did that thinking, oh, Kid Goku has got it in the bag for us, right? He's gonna sell well. He can get top grossing. Like, Kid Goku can carry. Maybe they're thinking, okay, we'll take Majin Vegeta, who is infinitely better and more hype than Raditz, and we could just slide him to the next Dokkan Fest banner to make that better, since they were thinking perhaps Kid Goku could carry by himself, which maybe would have been the case, right? Except for another little funny thing. Now, I made a tweet about this yesterday, but the sales currently are not live because of this whole, like, Apple, like, price change. This price change thing that's going to happen. So Dokkan has not put up the sales. You can't buy the keys yet either until after a maintenance that's going to happen, I believe today, the 6th, right? It's at some point today on the 6th that these are going to be fixed and sort of changed. So I think there's really two main culprits for why this Goku banner is only at 13. It's so unfortunate because, like, Kid Goku, if we had two Dragon Ball Saga Dokkan Fests that both were, like, easy #1 spots, it's like come on, like Akatsuki and Bandai, they got to be sitting here going, well, I mean, we're 2 for 2 with easy #1s. Maybe we should, examine the possibility of doing it more. But now they better not look at this and be like, damn, I guess y'all just don't want Dragon Ball Saga, huh? Maybe we could have made the banner a little better. I'm just saying, they could have perhaps put some better characters on here. That certainly would help. And then, I don't know, perhaps if there were sales, if you go look at so this is the tweet that JP Twitter made, right? Talking about the banner and the characters and stuff like that. We got, our funny normal replies, blah, blah, blah. But I was looking, a bunch of JP players, there was two things that were being said by a lot of these JP players. They're talking about how the banner is really bad and that there's no sales. Like a lot of these JP comments in here are talking about that. The fact that there's no sales and the banner is super, super poor. So I think that this is less an indictment of Dragon Ball Saga or Kid Goku as, like, a selling character, and more a two-way, like a twin-headed dragon here of a horrible... I think this is probably the worst DOKKANFEST banner. I can't think of a worse banner than this ever. Because it's like... I feel like in my head, I've really been pushing this narrative that the Vegeta and Trunks banner is absolutely abysmal. But, like, if we directly compare that banner, like, that banner is way better than Kid Goku's, right? Let's pull that up real fast. The Vegeta and Trunks Dokkan Festival. Because this is coming soon to global players. Okay, so you have... This is the best unit in the game, I think, easily, #1 right now. They're just way too good. HL Goku Black, Android 8 destroys this Goku Black. It's not even close. But, like, this Goku Black is still, like, a decent support unit. Like, he could be okay. Now, Tech Gogeta, I'm not as high on, but this is a red zone tiered character, right? You could go into many red zone stages. The fusion and the Gogeta, getting yourself the Scouter, can be very good. Gogeta himself does tend to get hit very hard in there. But with the Scouter, you know, you're typically looking pretty good. Not the biggest fan of them, but that is another LR, which is very uncommon. Not the biggest fan of them. Well, I mean, this unit just outright sucks, but, I mean, they're, you know... this unit is probably closing in on an easy A, believe it or not. This unit is okay. I mean, I've never really liked their design so much, but like you could put in work with this character still. Tech Kefla is such a weird character because this is a unit that can actually really perform ultra well in a lot of these red zone fights. But they're just so bad turn 1. Like turn 1, the Tech Kefla unit is just like so bad, but like they can dominate like red zone Broly in some of these big red zone fights, man. The Tech Kefla unit is pretty good. STR Kefla, these last 3 of course are L's, but like I think that like Vegeta and Trunks, Tech Gogeta, and Tech Kefla, I mean that's at least like a decent 3 characters that can help you in the hardest fights right now. You look at this and it's like it's Goku and Android 8 are great, right? And then it's just sort of like Turles, but like these 4 will do nothing for you. Nothing. These 4 are complete zeros, right? Like you might as well just summon on a Carnival LR banner or something like that, right? And it's like none of these 4 are getting easy A's anytime soon. Like this is just, like it. This is actually just like hell. This is hell right here. Like you can't. Again, because we could look at this and you go, I mean, Blue Kaioken in Goku Black. I mean, these guys could be close in on easy A's. For sure, right? Like, am I gonna be like, oh my... Well, okay, maybe Blue Kaioken... Because, okay, so like, Beerus was March of 2020, Kefla is what, May of 2020, this guy is April of 2020, and then it's, December of 2019 on Global. So Blue Kaioken is probably not coming up soon, but Int Goku Black certainly is. Int Goku Black and Gohan and Goten, these 2 are probably closing in on easy A's. So you have Vegeta and Trunks, Tech Gogeta, and Tech Kefla as like red zone, you know, type characters. Trunks and Goten, you could do some shenanigans with them as well. I don't... These 2 are nothing right now. Well, a bunch of these characters don't work. But these 2, in Goku Black and the Tech Gohan and Goten, they could be closing in on their easy A's, right? So like you at least have options. And that is still a brand new DOKKANFEST LR, right? Like it's just way more hype. Whereas this, again, they just gave us a banner with nothing. You have 4 dead spots. Like that's... brutal. These characters do nothing for you. All right, so yeah, I don't know. I pulled up a lot of stuff here. Okay, this is celebration info. This is just Goku's details. We showed this, right? This is the actual sort of like news article talking about, well, I guess news, but in the news, right? This is the thing talking about this. I can't wait to get those keys, bro. Like I had the raw dog, the Kid Goku link levels, man. It's like that to get content out. Like I want to do these showcases on this Goku, but I'd like to get him the full level 10 links first. It's very helpful when you just pop 1 key and get those level 9 links done. Like, damn it, dude. So there's this right here. Oh, okay. So we got this right here. This post, which shows us like the peak positions of all these different Dokkan Fests. And I mean, dude, look at this, right? Like it's like they're always like top 10. It's very, very few banners have ever like not been top 10. And this is Tech Beerus. This is what Goku is tied with right here. Goku is 13th, just like Tech Beerus. Brutal, dude. Brutal. And then, of course, if we go to Int Kid Goku, #1, of course, right? And then Raditz, by the way, was 17th. So the bottom 3 is Raditz at 17, and then now Physical Kid Goku and Tech Beerus are at 13. So very, very brutal. I would say that there is a chance Dokkan could shoot up once the sales go live. Very possible, because Goku is really good too. Typically, characters' power, I do think, does factor into sales a lot of the time, right? Like, the better the character, typically, like, will sell better, right? I think that's one of the major cases that happened too with Beerus. Beerus was very good on release, and it was the return of STR Cooler, right? Who, you know, we know is one of the strongest units ever on release. The cooler that just easy aid, right? So, like, when you have, like, those two next to each other, right, on a banner, and that got top grossing, and then here it's like, Kid Goku's the god, but then we got Raditz as the number 2 unit. Like, nah, man, we're good. So, let me know what you guys think. Kind of a bummer, right? I really would like to root hard for things like Ginyu, Raditz, Pan, Kid Goku to do well, but damn, man, I really just wish they have to treat these types of characters a bit better in terms of releases, right? Like, Pan needed 2 banner units. Raditz needed 2 banner units. So did Kid Goku, right? Like, Raditz has a decent unit in Nappa, but, like, Raditz himself's not good enough. Pan has a decent unit in Trunks and Goats and Trunks and Gyro, but they needed something else, right? We just have so many instances where they got to do, I think, just a better job. Do what they did with the Ginyu Force. 2 crazy banner units is exactly what they have to do with the characters like this, right? So, let me know what you guys think of all the info and of Kid Goku and his banner. Yeah, don't summon or else you will get a fate worse than death. And that's pulling Raditz.